What's up, everybody? This is Bonda Evans. Just trying to get a shout out. Got a little late start, but that's okay. Things happen. The enemy be busy, but God is still good and is still on the throne. So, it is what it is. You can't worry about it. Just know, that, you know, things happen. So what's up with y'all? Let's see who we got. Come on in. Let's see my comments. Who I got? Who I got? Who is gonna be the first person? I'm gonna say your name. Let me see who I'm gonna say their name. Um, Tyree Gibbons. Hello, Mobile, Alabama in the house. Autumn Edwards. Hello, Queen. Jacqueline Hoskins. Good evening. What's up? What's up? Selecting a godly mate. And we're going to still talk about trauma bonding. And we're going to talk about how to identify uh, people who use that as a way to get into relationships. And obviously, so many times people say, why you always talk about men, dogging men? I'm not dogging men. I'm a woman. I don't know what it is to be a man, but I know what it is to experience these um, situations, okay, with a man. So that's what I'm talking about. Janie Kershaw, Aretha Kershaw. Good evening. How you doing? Good evening. Let's see who else we got going on here. Betty Boatman. Good evening. Good evening. Who else do we have? Betty Tom Boatman. See who else we got. Because I know I was late, getting this little start going. But like I said, when you got something good, the enemy just be busy. Busy bee. Bzz. Okay, who else we got coming in here? We got people coming in here. Streaming is right. Everything is good. Let's see who else we got coming in here. LaRonda Calhoun. Hello. Hey girl, what's up? How you doing, Queen? Good to see you. Good to be seen in our view. We in the house. We doing what we supposed to do. And God is good all the time. All these chords. Hey girl, how you doing? Cheryl Sturdivant. Hello. Now, LaRonda, you got to tell me where you coming from, baby. What state, what city? Ty Mopkins. Hey, Ty. Yep, from the D. That's my brother. That's my brother. Frida White. Hello, Judge. Hey, y'all got to tell me where you from. Ty Mopkins, a lifetime Lions fan. LaRonda is from Detroit. Detroit. Okay. Okay. Where else? My other people. All the time just being me. Good evening, Vonda from Michigan. What's up, lady? Frida White from Detroit. Shanti Bella, Grand Rapids. Yeah, we've been, the weather's been really good. Cheryl Sturdivant from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Okay. How's the weather? Is it good, Cheryl? Because I know, it's been kind of funky here a little bit, but it's getting better. Okay, who else we got coming in here? Okay. I was late, so people like, you just can't pop in when you want. They got things to do and people to see. But we on our way. Okay. Miranda Jones from Ann Arbor, Michigan, native Detroiter. Cheryl Sturdivant, yes, 73. Delilah Spratt, hello there from Birmingham, Alabama. Hello, Queen. Okay. Janie Kershaw from Portuguese, Missouri. Betty is from Maryville, Tennessee. Hello from Austin, Texas. Hello, Helen Coon. Smooth Approach from Cincinnati, Vernell McBride from Detroit, Loretta Pickett from Detroit, hey, Miss Kevin Gray from Syracuse, Teresa Wallace from Hartsville, Alabama, Rhonda Harrington from Hampton, Virginia, Darlene Cross from Savannah, Georgia, Joyce Feaster Brown, hey, Miss Vonda, Gwendolyn Brownlee from Ann Arbor, originally from Detroit. Okay, great. Okay. We doing some little things tonight, talking a little stuff. Vivian Hillman from Douglasville, Georgia. Parks Defensive Strategies. Hey, lady from DPD, what's up? What's up? I miss y'all. Miss being in the court, putting y'all under oath and having y'all do y'all thing out here. Precious Jones. Hello, beautiful Precious Jones from Florida. Ah, that beautiful temperature that's there is so beautiful. 78, 87, all of that. It's like so beautiful. Miranda Jones. Happy New Year, Judge Vonda. Happy New Year to you, Queen. Happy New Year. But what I want to do when I'm, so for my man, Joyce Feaster Brown, hello from California. If I say man, just say woman. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be like, because let me say this to you. It's some real good men out here. It's really some good men out here. So I ain't trying to say all men is bad because that's a lie. Linda Hilton Spencer from Delaware. Vivian Hillman, love you. Miss V had me on to tell folks about proper CPL etiquette. Okay, Parks and Defensive Strategy. Go Lions. This is my nephew, Robbie. This is my nephew, Robbie, harassing me because I am a new Lion convert. So he is doing that. LaRonda Calhoun says she wasted 17 years. She ready to get in this. Gains and gains, they are for personal injury and estate planning. They gain with gains, gain with gains. Uh, Charlotte Caroletta McFarland. Good night to Eric. Good night, girl. We up. We ain't going to no. Oh, good night. We ready to go. This is our little thing. We at the nightclub. Shanti Bell. Thanks, Vonda, for your nuggets of wisdom. I'm about to put it down. I'm about to talk that stuff tonight. I'm ready. I'm went out for my walk and everything. Robbie, are y'all in California? Because I know y'all got season tickets. And he just want to rub that in on me and make me feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that they winning for once. Okay. It's been a long time coming, but I'm with them and I'm happy and I want them to take the championship and go to the. My name is Daniel Williams. Your date of birth, baby. We don't need no date of birth. This ain't the police thing. I know we was giving my man a shout out from DPD, Parks Defensive Strategy, talking about DPD, but we ain't trying to get nobody a birthday and they all of that. That's the wrong shop. Cinema Girl, hello from Denver. Anthony Green, that's right. We ain't trying to. This ain't the police show. Okay. Shout out to you, those Mr. Parks about the CPL, but we not with that right now. Okay. If anything, I'm gonna be telling y'all what to do if you get stopped by the police. Okay. Gemini Jordan, Vernell McBride. Okay. Let me jump on it because a lot of us, when we get a little bit older, you are awesome. I love your show. Thank you so much, Anthony Green. Thank you, King M. Hey, Vonda. 11 o'clock is like, our used to be 1 o'clock or something, so I don't want to be getting y'all like sleeping. Y'all be like, falling asleep on me, okay? Because I've done that as well. Now, let me say this to you. Trisha, did you know that you were responsible for, do you know that? Oh, okay. All right. Well, no, I am not responsible for nothing. Okay. Just let you know how people move is how they move. So I'm nothing to nobody. Okay. Just letting you know. So Margaret McKeever, hi. I've been trying to get in touch with your law office, but they haven't got back with me. Give me a call. The number is here, 1-833-866-3252. Okay. Make sure you give me a call so we can handle whatever your needs are if we can. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about. We were previously talking about trauma bonding. And we were talking about trauma bonding from the standpoint of, we were talking from the standpoint of how do people get in these relationships and end up trauma bonding, okay? And I'm going to tell you, a lot of times what you have to do, ladies, and see, I'm gonna get on y'all because I'm on y'all heads because I'm one of y'all. Let me tell you what y'all do. Y'all always trying to fix things. Sometimes people, and innately, Latia Davis, how you doing? We are a product of our environment. We are a product of our experiences. That's just who we are. Many times you may have children who are very innocent. Maybe they were bullied. Maybe they were, one parent favored the other. Maybe there was a missing parent. And what they learned to do was to bond to people because of a bad situation. Even though mama wouldn't write and be arguing and beating us, I bonded with her. I picked up her ways. Maybe I got bullied all my life and people talked about me, and I can't let it go because it's really a part of me. Although I'm an adult male, that still bothers me. Maybe I was beat when I was a child, abused, whatever it may have been. And what happens is that although we don't identify with that, that trauma has occurred and we haven't dealt with it. Okay. Now we go on and we go to college and we start our businesses and we do everything we're supposed to do, but we ain't dealt with that issue. We ain't dealt with that trauma. Okay. We then begin to seek out people who are like us. Hey, Dana from Romania, to seek out people who are like us or who we also know have some type of trauma. So say for instance, I'm out and I'm a man and it's 100 women, and the 5 women that I'm gonna select, the way that they move, they gait, etc., shows they probably been in a bad marriage. Maybe they were mistreated by their boyfriend. There was something that was going on with them, and they pick up on it immediately. And when they pick up on it immediately, okay, then they cleave to you, okay? And then that's when many times they start playing these games. Did they start out just being like dogmatic? No. But when you have trauma and it's unresolved, you can hurt other people because you have not healed from that trauma. Okay? And what you do is, you know what they say, hurt people hurt other people. And so what happens is many times the men that seek these women out are women who maybe have had some level of trauma in their life and they identify it. They zoning in on them. They zoning in on them. That's, I'm attracted to them. I'm attracted. Like many women are attracted to bad boys. They attracted to bad boys. Oh, I like a bad boy. Okay. It could be a man 60 years old, but you can identify with him being a bad boy because the way he moved, his gait, the way what he wear, he was a bad young guy. And so you identify with him because, that's what you like. Okay. So what happens is that we are being pulled together in a relationship unknowing. So I may think, well, you're a doctor, I'm a doctor, you're a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. So what we do is we use, or I like your body. Belinda said it, familiar spirits, familiar spirits, trauma and drama, trauma and drama getting together, trauma and drama. Ooh, they hooking up. And what we try to do is we're attracted by our outward appearance. Oh, he's got the big muscles, she's got the nice shape. But inside of us, as Belinda said, familiar spirits, broken. I'm broken, you broken. As the relationship goes on, we try to heal each other, but in our brokenness. But we not therapists, but we think that we can through our love. You can't love away that pain that somebody is suffering from. Because what it is this is how they're moving. They start out with the love bombing. This is just how they rolling because they ain't learned no better. They haven't learned that the way that they engage a woman is wrong. And it comes not from them being manipulative and mean spirited, it comes from their brokenness. And somebody along the way didn't say, hold on for a minute, baby, you got to go see a therapist because I can't heal you. I don't know how to do that. Even if I was a therapist or a psychologist, that's not my job because, you my man. So what happens is that, and like I tell people, if your finger is broke, you're going to run to the doctor. But when you broken inside, guess what happened? You stay that way. And you bleeding like hell on the inside, but you smiling every day. Hey, what's up? How you doing? And after a while, that becomes your MO, modus operandi. What is MO? It's the way that you get out, okay? It's the way that you run yourself. It's the way you do your business. It's the way you do your relationships. You set in that path. And so many times you may have a man, let's say a man, who was bullied as a child. Maybe they was made fun of because they wore glasses. Maybe they were made fun of because they were skinny. Okay. And now they able to get the babes because they got a good job. They done worked out. They done pumped up. But they still broken children. And so now they use this type of irresponsible trauma bonding as a way to love. And that ain't no way to love. But that's all they know. We know Winda Nemeche in Nigeria's watching. Hey, Iris. Hey, Bond and everyone. Renee Spivey. What's up? So follow along. If all I know is what I know, then who is you to tell me what I know is wrong? You get what I'm saying a little bit? Follow along. If we're in a culture, Black Americans, many of us, I don't, but there are people that eat chitlins. That's just a cultural thing. We've been brought up that way, so we eat chitlins and that's how we get down. And other people say, oh my God, I would never eat that. But maybe they eat something different, squid, maybe whatever, octopus, whatever they do. Everything is cultural, okay? So what happens is that you are broken, and then all of a sudden you believe that what you're doing is right. This is how you get out. It's working, but it's working the wrong way. But it's working the right way for me. Because see, now, LaRonda, remember I was that little skinny boy and the one that wore the glasses, didn't nobody like and they made fun of? Now the women coming after me. And guess what? This working for me because I'm breaking them. I'm knocking them down like bowling pins. Pow, pow. And I like it. Because let me tell you something. A woman is penalized for getting old. A man is honored. A man can be broke, a decent guy, and he can get a woman that got a PhD, a MD, a JD, and a GED. Let that be you. You got all of these degrees, businesses. You can't even get a date with a mechanic. Okay? All right? you can't get a date with the guy that bring the bottles in. Why? Because you older. Man said to me, said that if I'm with a woman that's over 30 years old, I'm holding her for the police. Because a woman over 30 can't do nothing for me. He was 64. He said, an older woman don't attract me. Now here's a dude that ain't got really nothing going on, okay? But what happens is, so they begin to do this trauma bonding. They love bomb these women. Oh, baby, I love you. I want to be with you. And you thinking to yourself, where they come from? Oh my God, this is the perfect man. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is the person. And then all of a sudden, then they start, getting you to trust them. You know what I'm saying? Baby, let me do this for you. I got this. I got this. I got this. And then after they get you to trust them, what they do, then they start talking about you, criticizing you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put you down because you let them build you up. You let them build you up. And now they're breaking you down. Oh, I like those glasses, but maybe on a younger woman. Or they're doing what we call triangulation. Hello? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on for a minute. Why she keep calling me? Uh, you with your woman and you taking a call from another woman. I don't know why she keep texting me. Goodness, let that go. Oh, please. Whew, what happened? No, such she was over my mama house, my uncle house, my daddy house, and all of a sudden you looking like somebody trying to get with you. What's going on? It's triangulation. He's trying to make you believe that this woman wants them, which is, granted. He's not shutting it down. But what it's doing is then making you think that you got a good man, and it's making you go crazy too at the same time, okay? Because this is how he rolling, okay? This is how he rolling. You know what I'm saying? Because, see, a man can shut that down. Anthony Green, no. Hey, you shut that down. You don't take them calls. You send them the voicemail. You put them on block. Boom. They're going to get the message. But they let them through. And they let them through and they announce to you, but I don't like them like that. But I don't know why they calling and everything like that. It's game playing. Women do the same thing. And what happens is that we have been here before and we keep going back. Why? Because we're broken and we're going to save somebody. We're going to rescue them from their self. We're going to build together. Two broken, and both of us need to be in counseling. Don't need to be in a relationship. And that's the irony when you trauma bond, because both of you are broken. And so just like it's easy for me to dog that man, it's equally easy for me to say, well, why you keep attracting that kind of man? But Bob, he didn't start out like that, but Tim ended up like that. If you look at your relationships and where you start and where you end, they're all start out this way, and they all ended up this way. And you understand what I'm saying? And what is it we attract to them? You know what I'm saying? We understand that, maybe they may give us a revelation about, when I was young, I used to get, dogged about me being skinny and, different things, and they share that with you, and then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You trying to save them instead of saying, baby, we need to get you some counseling because you're not equipped to help them. Okay. And so that's the problem in these relationships. And then as the criticism goes on, you know what I'm saying? You used to that because that's where you been. Or they'll gaslight you. You know what I'm saying? Something like, why'd you do this? And you say, I didn't. They say, yes, you did. And they're familiar. As my girl said up here earlier, familiar spirits. And we'll date it in a white man, a black man, an Indian man, an Asian. We're attracted to it because of our brokenness. And that's why it's so important for many of us, like who said this? I can't say who was this that said, he said, I ain't even dating right now. And sometimes when you know that you got some things that you going on in your life, you got to say, time out. Let me get me right. Because I want to love, but I'm caught in a pattern of abuse. I don't believe, well, I want to believe that men who abused women emotionally, physically, I do believe that within themselves, they wanted to do right. But it's like an alcoholic. You want to do right and say, I ain't going to drink, but you keep going back. And sometimes some of us can stop drinking. Sometimes some of us got to go to AA. Sometimes some of us got to get medicine. Sometimes it's more intensive. But what we do is we try a little, and then when that don't work, we keep going on. And you got to start focusing on you. You got to start building you. And see what happens is, and then what you start to say is, that's just him. Well, he just always be talking about his other girl, but that's just him. I got to do better than that. You know what I'm saying? I saw her the other day and she looked so pretty and young and stuff. I got to do better. And then we start to submit. But our submission is to the way the mistreatment. We submit to the name calling. We submit to the abuse. Why? Because it's familiar. And so what we have to do is say, time out. And we need to clear out all of the expectations, all of these, and we need to work on us. What is it about me? Why is it I keep going back here? Anthony says, low self esteem, baby. Let me tell you, you can be a billionaire and still have low self esteem. Why? From some type of trauma. Belinda said that emotional connection can become an addiction, even though it was an unhealthy connection. But by then, a soul tie is established. And you'll be in a room with 100 men that you left Detroit. Now you live in Washington because you wanted to get away and get a better man, and you're gonna find that same man in Washington. Why? Because it's a familiar spirit. And before you know it, they back doing the same thing to you all over again. But instead of a black man doing it to you, a white man is doing it to you. Instead of a white man is doing it to you, an Asian man. It's the same thing. Why? Because you keep putting yourself in that same situation. Same thing with my guys. Why do I keep getting hurt by the same kind of women? I try so hard because you're trying to rescue somebody who is broken and you're not skilled enough to put them back together. I'm going to say that one more time. You're trying to rescue somebody that's broken, but you're not skilled enough to put them back together. That takes emotional damage, has to be healed by somebody who is licensed to do that. And obviously, I'm just, I'm talking from my experiences, okay? And so what I had to realize is, why am I dating the same man all over again? I mean, one or two things would be off. He might be a little older, a little younger, black, white, eight. It was something off, but identically, it was the same thing. And what I had to learn was my who I attracted to wasn't good for me. I'm divorced. It wasn't good for me. And so what I had to do is I had to relearn that attraction because, as Belinda said, it became an addiction. I wanted that kind of a man. And inevitably, that kind of man, whether he was loud and verbose or very quiet and slick, I got off at the same place because I began to be addicted to a man who was not available. And somehow, through my love, through my going to church, through me cooking, that was going to make an unavailable man available. Don't work that way. They're unavailable because they don't want to attach. But what do you call it? What do you call that word? It was a challenge. And after a while, I got tired, but I didn't know how to break it because that's what I was used to being involved with. So I took a period of time where I said, if you do the same thing and you expect a different result, that's called insanity. You got to do something different. And the different thing that I did, I stopped dating. I said, hold on for a minute. Just stop right here. Just stop. Stop, 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 stop. And I'm going to tell you, Mandy, I just had to stop. Like Renee Upshaw said, I wanted to win the game. I had to stop. And once I stopped, I had to reevaluate what it was important to me. It wasn't having a good job, having great sex, having money. I had to say, Vonda, maybe those things are not what you need to have and able to have the guy you want. Maybe you need to stop attracting to that type of a man. And it took me a long period of time. Joyce says, an abusive man is deadly like a load of dynamite to a woman. If you escape that situation alive, ladies, thank you, Lord, and learn from that experience and never, never get into that situation again. Speaking from experience, I agree. But Joyce, you got to want to change. See, if you don't want to change, you may get away from Fred, but Ted gonna do the same thing. Maybe Fred, oh no, Fred beat me, but Ted make you feel bad about yourself. He cuss you out. And Sam, he just don't come home. And Ray, he emotionally unavailable. And you keep getting the same type of experience. You getting off at the wrong place. The same place, because there's still forms of abuse. Well, he don't beat me, but he cuss you out. Well, he don't cuss me out, but he don't answer his phone. Well, he with me all the time, but he's not emotionally available. He play with the game all the time and he don't say nothing to you. You still are dating that kind of man because you haven't healed. And what you got to do is say, hold on for a minute. Like Latia said, abuse is abuse. See, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Well, like the Bible says, sin is sin. Okay, baby, let me say, whether you think it, you do it, sin is sin. And so what you got to be able to do is to clean it out. It's like I had to clean out my pantry. It was stuff all in there. I said, let me just clean it out. So I had to take everything out and put everything back. And a lot of stuff I got rid of. It's easy, ladies. It is so easy to say, that's okay, I don't want to be in a relationship. But women were not designed to be alone. But once you start to know what you want and what works for you, it's going to come. Currently 26 and wanting to make a wiser decision than reevaluate myself lately. See, what we do is, I got to hurry up. See, I got to have baby. See, with me, I had to have baby by 24 because my mama did. So I had baby when I was 26. Then I had to be married by the time I was 30, which I did. I had to have this job. I had all of these milestones that weren't real. So what I'm telling you, young ladies, is take the time to reevaluate yourself. If you keep getting involved with people who are emotionally not available or abusive, you need to say, time out. Let me take a year or two to get my mind ready and to find out what's really important to me. That's what you need to do. Stop thinking, oh, my biological clock is ticking. If I don't get married, I don't listen. Somebody said the other day, listen, the man that on Amazon started dating his woman when she was 53, and this other man, his name escapes me, started dating a woman at 61. Okay, billionaires. Stop thinking that time is running out, because what's for you is going to be with you, but God is waiting for you to get your head right. And if you don't get your head right, you are going to continuously make the same bad choices. no matter how good your heart is. So recently, for those of you who do know, I do a podcast with my bishop, Bishop Designate Princess Dobbins of New Way. I want to share this from our last episode, and it comes on every Thursday. But I want you to check this out, okay? Check this out. And
God,
listen.
I said, I'm not going to open my heart up unless I know that this man is sent from you. I'm not going down, wasting time. If at this point, I want to learn God, I want to know how to pray, I want to understand worship, I want to understand you, I want to be closer with you, I want you to walk with me, I want you to guide me. It wasn't about a man. And so when Bishop came back around and came back into my life, I told God, I said, listen, he keeps saying that he could just be talking, trying to be slick, talking slick. I'm not going for that. You need to show me that this is my husband. I need 3 signs to know that I should open my heart and let the guard down. Okay. And those 3 signs was, one, Bishop was not saved, was not in the church. Bishop was in the streets. And anybody that know him before now, before Christ, BC as they say, he was a thug. So I said, God, this man ain't thinking about it. But if you saying this man is from you, and this my husband, the first thing I need you to do is save him. The second thing I need him to do is get baptized in the name of Jesus. And the third thing I need you to do that I know without a doubt is you. Fill him with your Holy Spirit.
Ooh, that's a tall order.
That's a tall order. But I was willing to take the risk. And to me, things were impossible. Because looking at who he was then, I said, there is no way this man gonna come to church. Because we used to hang out and we used to be at the bar, the club, and all that. And I started dipping off on Fridays, going to church on Friday night. Because we used to have a service called Miracles Do Happen. So I used to be running to Miracles Do Happen instead of meeting him at the bar. And so he would be beeping me. And so when I would meet up with him about
now, you know
11,
that go back when you say beeping.
Yeah, he would be beeping me. So I couldn't answer. I wouldn't call back from church because they had a payphone in the church. So I wouldn't call back because he could hear all the praise and the worship. And I was like, I don't want him to think I'm just his own church girl. So I wouldn't call back. So I wouldn't say nothing until I met up with him about 11:30. And he'd be like, where was you at? You wouldn't answer. You wouldn't respond. I was like, I met up with some people. Then finally I said, you know what? Because he kept questioning. I was at church. He was like, I don't believe you. You ain't at church on Friday night. I was like, yes, I'll be at church on Friday. And so he came. He asked me about the church, but he never said he was coming. So one night out the blue, I'm in service. We in there rocking. Fred Hammond was, that's when he was our psalmist at that time. And so we was in there rocking. And my girl next to me, she was like, I need you to slowly turn to your left and look to the back. Your man here. Oh, I said, who? He was like, your man. He here. He in the back. And that's 1,000 people in the church.
Okay.
And she was like, you got to look all the way to the back. He in the last row, the first seat at the last row. And we are front. I'm always at church. So I'm like in the third or fourth row. And so I slowly look back and kind of come out the aisle and look. And I could see him. He just sitting there though. What? And I said, you guys to be kidding me. No, he's not here. So he hadn't seen me yet.
That's one.
Because he come to me.
Sign number one.
That's sign number one. So service began to start. My pastor, which is my apostle now, shout out to Apostle Wayne T. Jackson and Dr. Beverly Y. Jackson.
Shout out.
They were my pastors and co-pastors at the time.
Yes.
So Apostle walked the floor because at this point of the service is when he begins to pray for people. Healing starts happening and he begins to prophesy. They begin to walk in the prophetic. So walking the floor and I was walking down the aisle. And I said to myself, this would be crazy if he go back there and get my man. So as I look,
now you see that there are literally thousands of people.
It's thousands of people in the church.
Wow.
Thousands, standing room only. I looked up the aisle. He done went all the way to the last seat of the church over all these people and pulled Bishop. And they coming up to the altar. I said, nah, come on, God. You playing with me today. What's going on?
Ooh, what did you think?
I was tripping. I couldn't believe this was happening. I was like, I told my girl, is this really happening? So he took him to the front, prayed for him, prophesied. My husband was going through some things. He was in some trouble. He was fighting a case at this time, and he was honestly looking at some jail time and
prison.
Some prison,
okay.
Not jail. He was looking at some prison time.
Okay.
And Apostle told
he
him,
had not called him or reached out or none of that.
He didn't even know him.
Okay.
I never told Apostle about him. I never told. Now, my husband knew I was coming to this church, but he didn't even know what this was.
Okay.
His first time there. He didn't know him, had never met him. And so when Apostle called him up, he began to tell him, God said, he gonna save you and spare your life. He said, I see you facing some jail time. You facing prison. And he said, but God
said,
not
share this with him.
I had not shared nothing. I would be too embarrassed. No, I did not tell him I was dating a thug. Okay? No. So he began to tell him, God, I'm going to spare you. You're not going to do a day in prison because I'm going to spare your life for you to preach the gospel. I told that whole roll up. Say the whole roll.
The whole roll.
I think when we left service, they needed new carpet in the area.
Okay.
And some new seats.
Okay.
I said, wait a minute. I just asked God to save them, baptize the Holy Ghost, not preach.
How long before he did start preaching would you say
That was about 20 years.
Wow. So he was able, you believe, to look into the future to let him know that this was something that he was going to walk into.
Yes. It was about 21 years before that even came to pass. But
sign number 2. Now, what about
God's so gangster though.
No.
He would say, you wrong. You're dirty, but I'm going to spare you to preach my gospel.
Wow, amen.
God is out cold. That's why can't nobody tell me about my God.
So what about the third one? I know.
The third one was that you want to receive Christ. So he receives Christ on the altar. They led him through. He received Christ. And so then they said at our church, they didn't play. Once you receive Christ, you going straight to the water. They don't ask. You just going to the water. So I knew what time it was when he received Christ. I said, oh, they about to baptize him. So he said, let's go. Apostle put his gear on, put his boots, got some of the other deacons. They took him to the back, and Apostle baptized Bishop himself. Got to the back. They put him, submerged him in that water. And I'm standing there. We all standing around praying. Street good. Dude, now let's be clear. This is a street. I ain't talking about somebody playing street, talking about they from the street and they not. I'm talking about somebody that lived, eat, slept, and breathed this thing.
Wow.
As he come out
this
the
wasn't
water.
no Rick Ross talking about it, but what living it.
No, baby.
Okay.
This was straight up.
Okay.
Street. I'm talking about when he went in the water, talking about the power of God, making sure I give all glory to God. When he came up out the water, he came up and speaking in tongues. Woo! Nobody led him through nothing. Nobody made him tarry on his knees for 3-4 hours. When they brought him out the water, he came up. I mean, we tore that baptism room up.
So my point being to you, she wrote it down and made it clear. This is what I need. Now, did she say he got to be educated? No. Did she say he got to be 6 feet? No. He got to be light skinned? No. He got to have straight hair? No. He got to have a bomb sex? No. He got to have a bomb credit score? No. She made it clear. He has to be a man that's after God's heart, that he is going to get baptized, that he is going to get filled with the Holy Ghost, and that he is going to speak with tongues, okay? You got to have that. You build, and the Bible said all of the things that you desire, I will give it to you. You want some money? Here you go. You want good credit? Here you go. You want kids? Here you go. You want what? I'll give that to you. We asking for the wrong thing. We asking for, he got to have a good credit score. He got to have a good sex. You're asking for the wrong thing. Y'all ain't never said that as no young woman. I know I damn sure ain't sent it. That was the last thing I was looking for. Okay, all right. I would have probably been the one that didn't even go to church and be slipping at the club. But when you have standards, when you say, baby, let me say this to you. And what did she say? If it wasn't him, I was going to wait on whoever it was. But what if it took 20 years? I was going to wait because I was sold out to God, to Jesus. I was sold out to him. And as a result of being sold out to him, if it was going to be 79 years old, I was going to wait. 3 things. And what we end up doing is time and time again is selecting people for the wrong thing. She said, I wanted a godly man. She said, hey, he was a street man. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be baptized, filled with the Holy Ghost and speak in tongues. Listen, now what? They millionaires later. Got kids, got all that, run the church. All of that came. But that wasn't what she asked for. And that's your problem. That was my problem. Pat said we end up wasting time. God said, but this is what you said you wanted, Vonda. Here go your list right here. It's a Vonda Evans name, and here goes the list of things that you want. And you got them. But I end up getting hoodwinked because my standards were by the world's standard. Oh, he got to be educated like me. He got to be slick. He got to be able to get money. He got to be able to have good sex. Got all of that and ended up with some mess. Why? Because I didn't have my standards right. And then as I evolved, these men didn't evolve. And here I am wanting to be with God and slipping back out being with them. And it was a whole bunch of mess. And what I had to understand is get you some standards. Get you some standards. I'm Christian. Okay. I mean, you got to get what's right for you. But if you Christian, Muslim, Jewish, get some standards. Y'all let men treat y'all like the revolving door at the mall. One go out, one go in. One go out, one go in. But girl, he got that good sex. It be feeling good to me. Oh my God. And that's why you're in the situation you in, because you done got hoodwinked with that good sex. Girl, come on, y'all grown. We almost grandmas. And you still talking about somebody, he putting it on me like that bomb.com like you 15. And then you get hurt and you get mad. And you hurt. Well, I don't want to be wild no mean, because why? You didn't start the standard. God let you have exactly what you want. Ain't that right, Sister Tracy Muhammad? That's my girl right here. Sister Tracy Muhammad is Muslim. So she's saying, hey, even in my faith, I got to be able to have standards. You got to make the standard for where you are. And y'all not doing that. Because let me say this to you. If you was, we wouldn't be here where we are now. Because I know I damn sure didn't do it. I ain't even gonna lie. Amen. God, please make him have a good job. Make him make over 6 figures. Make him have good sex. And make him be good looking. That is a prescription from a disaster. Okay. Drina, I've been in a 4-year relationship now. I'm very clear at the beginning. It's interesting. I'm happy now. It's my ex coming around on New Year's talking about baby, boo. Boo, you not her no more. I'm not that. Let me tell you what a girl told me. She'd been married 17 years. She said, when I dated, I had him to fill out an application. She said, Minnie said, that's silly. I wanted to know his credit score. I wanted to know if he loved the Lord. I wanted to know what his hobbies were. I wanted him to tell me what was the most important thing that he thought about a woman. I wanted him to tell me what he thought was monogamy. It was a 2-page. And she said he was the only one that was brave enough to say, well, let me see what you got. I'll fill it out. And today they're still together. Why? Because she knew what she wanted. If you know what you want, you're not. Let me say this to you. If I want chicken, I just want chicken. Okay. But if I'm hungry enough, I eat hamburger. Y'all stop dating while y'all hungry. How you do that? Because I ain't had it in so long, baby. On this fast from a man. See, let me say this to you. He said, baby, I ain't got to test drive the car because I know the manufacturer. Hey, I know the manufacturer. And if you a child of God, I ain't got to test drive it. And if he can't be feeling that way, I'm all right with that. But I will not let one man come in that door that ain't on what I'm about. And if you feel you gotta lay up with me and have sex and me and you gotta live together and we gotta be doing all of this and all this, then you keep that. I'm not even interested in that. Because once I've completed my journey of healing and getting myself right, I know what God gonna send through that door. Hey, and I ain't gotta look for it. Why? Because I'll be ready. I still got 10%. I think I'm ready. You know, y'all get sick and you take the medicine and you say, I feel so much better. And they say, take it all because if it comes back, it's going to be worse. And what we do, we still got tablets in there from before. And then what we do, get sick again. Belinda said fasting and healing. And my girl, you know, I'm saying, Tracy Muhammad said, you better teach tonight. And I'm talking about it real. I'm talking about, listen, let me ask y'all something. Let's be 100. Y'all over 40. Would you take a job at a beautiful resort that paid you $7 an hour? You'd be like, ooh, it's so pretty, but I can't work for no $7 an hour. I'm not going to do that. And I don't get no benefits. And I got to work overtime. It just wouldn't appeal to you. But your standards are higher for your job than it is for a man that comes and invades your body. Your standards are higher for your job that pays your bills than it is for a man to come into your life and enter your body. Am I lying? Mm-mm. You got to make it make sense. Drina said, make it make sense. And all I'm saying to you is when you begin to program yourself of what you will accept and what you don't, that other stuff don't even attract you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't even want it. I am done with that. It don't even attract you no more. And that's why Drina was saying that her ex coming back, boo, you knew who I was. Physically, I'm her, but mentally and spiritually, I'm not her no more. And you might got the bomb.com, you got it going on, but that ain't for me no more. You know, I've had exes reach back out. What's up, girl? You know, you seem like, you know, you're not as emotional, which I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit more focused, but I'm not the same person. So being at the club and going out and going trips and flying all, that really does nothing for me. I want to know where your heart is. Is your heart, you know, is it with God or is it with the world? And if it's with the world, I can't do nothing with you, baby. I can't do nothing with you. You understand what I'm saying? Because I done gave myself to the world. Okay. You know, to be the fine dressing and, you know, tonight I was like, you know, I said to myself, these my sisters. So if I don't dress up, they understand. And the Lord told me, girl, go on and wear what you got on. You ain't got them your sisters. You ain't got to be dressing up because you got something to tell them. And he was right. And baby, we not spinning the block no more. This is what we want. But the Bible says, write it down and make it plain. And that's what you have to do. But more importantly, and equally as important, you got to become what you say. See, it's all right to say, he gonna respect me and he gonna do this, and y'all talking that little talk here to Johnny Boo call you at 11:45. What's up? I was in the neighborhood. I wanted to swing by for a minute. You know, I got us a bottle and something like that. Okay, girl. Okay. Okay. Okay, look, give me a minute. Let me get ready. And y'all go jump in the shower and get the bed ready and everything. And everything that you want to do gone out the window. Why? Because you're not being true to yourself. Kathy said, write the vision and make it plain. That's what that woman did. That's what my bishop did. Write the vision and make it plain. And all of that other stuff will be added unto you. Now that's what the Bible says, the Quran says that, and the Torah does too. Baby, you got to seek the man that's in the hand of God. But that man that's in the world that wants you and embedded too, and then trying to do the triangulation and making you feel bad about yourself, that ain't no man of God. Now, what did I say? Because I want y'all to know what I'm saying, because y'all ain't gonna hear me. LaRonda say, them church men is the worst. I didn't say a man that go to church. I said a man that love God. I'm talking about, let me tell you something. You can have a love affair with God. Hopefully you be in the church, but sometimes maybe you not. Maybe because of your job, whatever. But I'm talking about a man that got a heart after God. Because see, if I got a heart after God as a woman, I can't do a man wrong. Because I got a higher power. But if I'm like, in the world, and I may do that. I might be like, he like me. I'm just gonna run this till the wheels run off. Okay, I'm getting older, and I'm gonna see what this is about. And inevitably, you go around that track, and wheels come off. If that man don't love God, he can't love you. And I ain't talking about being a deacon or a pastor or a bishop. I ain't saying none of that. I said a man that love God. Anybody can carry a Bible. Anybody can carry a Quran, and anybody can carry the Torah. I'm talking about a man that love God. And how you know he loved God? Because he can't do his sister in Christ wrong. He can't. Because that's ain't who he is. He carry himself different. A woman who loves God is modest. She don't believe in having everything hanging out. Because she know that ain't how she move no more. Okay? And so we got to get there, but we got to make it plain. And when the enemy come knocking on the door, girl, I got that Henny. I got that white Henny. Baby, I'm ready for you tonight. Can I see you, baby? And it sounds tempting. You got to be like, no. Will you regret it? No. My ex was a minister in TLG. No, you won't regret it. But a man that loves God will run from a woman he's attracted to. And a woman that loves God will run from a man that she's attracted to. You understand that? So what I need you to be able to do is to say, what works for me? Maybe you say, you know what? Obviously, I want a godly man, but he got to love to cook. I just want a man to cook. Write it down, make it plain. I remember the prayer. I would lay in that bed, whatever bed I had, wherever location I was, and I say, God, make them make 6 figures, make them have good sex, make them have a great job, and make him only want me, and then make them love the Lord. It was like way down there, okay? But it wasn't something that was high in my request. By his fruit of the spirit, baby, and he will reveal. Because when I say to you, okay, like I asked my bishop, I said, Bishop Desmond, I said, so he wasn't like Rick Ross playing. He said, no, he was out here in them streets. God can change anybody, but God got to do that. You can't. I don't care how much you fast. I don't care how much you lay hands. I don't care how much you have the elders to come. He got to want to change. And so does that woman. When you make a change, you got to want to. For 30 years, I smoked cigarettes. And I would say, Lord, just take this from me. And one day, he did. And when I tell you, when I kind of laugh when I go to the gas station and I see the cigarettes, I walk on by. Was it a struggle? Absolutely. Were there times I just said, I just need just to smell it. I just need to, or I was going through some little stress. I just need to hit it right quick. The longer that I've been from it, the better I'm becoming. Does it cross my mind every now and then? Will I challenge? It could be a struggle. I can see how people can go back. But every day is a new beginning. And so what I used to do is say, girl, you didn't smoke for a day. I'm proud of you. I'm like, I'm proud of myself too. A day turned in a week turned in a month. It hasn't turned in a year yet, but and I believe that God has delivered me. But it was something that I really prayed about. And I said, God, take this from me. Don't let me be addicted to nothing in this world but you. That's all I want. Anthony said it took him 3 times to go to emergency hospital before he stopped. And when I prayed and I said, Lord, take it from me. And faith without works is dead. And I tried and I got the patch and that helped. And I read about different things. How can I help me? I took the the pill. What I did was I learned what could help me, and I got that help because I wanted to stop. When I realized that I could stop smoking after 38 years, I knew that I could stop being accessible to men who meant me no good. I knew that I could stop yearning and desiring after men who did not have the values that I did. God said, if I can take an addiction from you that you had for 38 years, I can take the desire from you wanting to be mistreated, allowing someone to mistreat you, to call you out your name, to belittle you. I can show you that, daughter. And baby, when I tell you, do I make mistakes? Absolutely. We all, we going to make mistakes. That's just what we do. I refuse to build up a man to go on to another woman, baby. But let me say this to you, baby. Wherever you got to go, just go. Okay, at this point. But work on you. That's what I'm saying. Work on you. If I ain't been in a relationship in 90 days, I got to go get one because people going to think I can't get no man because I'm getting older. The hell what people think about. Get rid of it, man. Clean your house. And I ain't talking about your house. I'm talking about your temple. Get rid of it. Get rid of the desire to be with a man sexually. To get rid of the desire for a man to call you his woman. Get rid of the desire for, anything that is holding you back. Get rid of it. Damn, you done been out here long enough. We all done had enough sex. If we don't get no more, we'll be all right. We ain't gonna die. Ain't none of us gonna drop dead because you ain't had no sex. But I tell you what'll happen. You'll start to respect yourself again. Boundaries will come naturally. They're not something that you got to write down. People pleasing will go away. Work on you. You worked on your children. You don't worked on your husband. You don't worked on your house. You don't worked on your business. You don't worked on your career. Work on you, daughter. And I ain't talking about just getting no surgery or getting your eyelashes done or your hair done. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about work on you in the inside. Oh, it's 11:13. Ain't nobody call. And they ain't got to call. The hell with them. Oh, well, he ain't called yet. Ain't that something? Don't carry that emotional baggage anymore. You just got to let it go. And take that time to clean. And baby, let me tell you what's going to happen. Figure this way. It took me a year to stop doing something that I've done for 38. And I still have, kind of on the bubble with it. It's not going to be overnight. But when you start to evolve, what he want? I ain't even going to answer. When you used to be like, hello, what's up? Let it go to voicemail. You know what you're going to say? Girl, look at you. I feel good. Because you won't even attract to that. Renee said you will have desires, but your desires are not to have you. Pray about them strongholds, baby. And this is what I want you to do. Get up, get that baccarat. Say, girl, I'm going to reward you. I'm going to buy. Listen, I bought myself a promise ring. I said, baby, you ain't got to wait for no man. This is the promise ring from God. Okay. I want you to start rewarding yourself when you accomplish milestones. When you say, you know what, it's been a week since I, had sex with people that ain't no good for me. I'm going to go do something for myself. And every time you look at that thing, it will remind you of your accomplishment. And then you do another accomplishment. And then you do another one. And before you know it, you're gifting you with the things that you should have because of the accomplishments in your life. And you'll begin to say, you know what? I really feel proud of myself. I'm not who I used to be. The fact that if somebody say, girl, I got some champagne and I don't run to that no more. I'm like, all right, you good. Y'all have a good time, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Or such and such, I got front row tickets to, y'all good. I'm all right. Y'all good. What you doing tonight? Nothing. Talking to my sisters on you back on that stuff again. Yeah, because guess what? What I used to do, the Bible says I don't do no more. Dream a man that recognizes a good woman respects that she takes time to work on herself. And that's when she doesn't, he insists that she take that time for herself. You got to demand it. Dream. Would you allow yourself to be employed by somebody who told you that you got to work when I say you got to work? You got to clean the toilet. You wouldn't do all of that. You have to have boundaries and standards. And the first standard is, because I like you, don't mean I'm going to jump in no bed with you. I ain't got to prove I'm a woman. I may got a hoodie on. I could do this. I'm still a woman. I'm 100% a woman. You hear me? I'm 100% a woman. I ain't got to prove I'm a woman because I had sex with you. Trick no good. I am not even doing that. No, I'm not. Well, show me, baby. I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody but God. Okay? I don't got to cook for you. I ain't got to have sex with you. I don't got to do none of that. You understand what I'm saying? And when you start to make a man earn you, earn the right to be with you, he's going to respect you because you respect yourself. But I can't respect nobody that don't respect themselves. If a dude is out here in them streets and it's about 1:30 and he in your neighborhood and he want to fall through, and the sex is bomb.com, you got to say, oh, baby, it's too late for that. Because you just reduce yourself to, allowing him to come and have sex with you. Then he disappear. Then you hurt all over again. Oh, he called me. Oh. Wow, Nancy Rivera. I want to see what she said because I was talking too much. Wow, God bless you all. It's my first time hearing you, and I love it so far. I've been divorced and completely alone. No dates for the past 26 months. I definitely needed this life. Listen, Nancy, divorce is a form of death without a corpse. When a person dies, you look down and you see that they're gone. Okay, so you know that they're gone. Okay, or if they're in an urn, you know they ain't there. Divorce is the same thing. It's a form of death of a relationship, a death of the way that we used to be, a death of the things that we used to do together. It's a form of, there are stages to it: denial, resentment, anger, and ultimately acceptance. Someone told me, a psychiatrist said, it takes 3 to 5 years to completely heal from a divorce, to completely heal. You know what I'm saying? You find yourself, Nancy, talking, you say, we, And Bob and I, and Bob used to, and a man like, huh? You got to heal, baby. You got to heal from that. And when you heal from that, you understand what I'm saying? You grow. You get to look. Let me tell you something. Let me just say this to y'all. Okay, because I am on a roll, honey. Listen, I do a little walk, but let me say this to you. I have gotten older. My hair is thinning. I'm getting wrinkles in my face and I'm getting pounds on me. But I ain't never felt as good in my life. You know why? Because I respect the person that I am. Before, I was looking for that respect from other people. Now I respect who I am. And I feel that I move different. I feel like, I'm walking different. You understand what I'm saying? I don't look like who I was when I was 50. But do the woman I have become, oh, I'm so proud of her. I am so proud of her. Do I make mistakes? Do I disappoint myself? Absolutely. But you know what I said? I said, Vonda, look where you come. I used to go out my way to please everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, go out my way to make sure everybody in my life was okay, even if that was to my detriment. But I realized I can't live like that. And I've got to live for me. And I've got to make myself happy. And I can't keep letting men just run in me and deposit their spirit and they run on and they go on about their way because I didn't want to be by myself. I can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to go out and be drunk and coming in and your head hurting and you're hungover and you don't feel. I don't want to be her anymore. That woman doesn't do anything for me anymore. And if I feel that I'm going to be triggered in an environment, I don't go anymore. Oh, y'all gonna be popping bottles and doing all of that? That's all right. Because that's who I used to be. And I'm not her anymore. And so a lot of people don't understand you acting funny, you acting different. No, because guess what? I got standards. And I don't want to be drunk all the time. I don't want to pop bottles. I don't want to do all of that crazy traveling. I want to be able to get to know who I am, to love my God, and to learn to love me and to respect who I am. And as Sister Tracy Muhammad says, it's all about me now. It's all about me. And that's where I am. And the fact that I can say no and not feel bad about it brings me a lot of happiness. The fact that I can tell people, well, I don't choose to do that, but thank you for inviting me. I feel good about that. It's growth. I don't have to be defined as some man's woman, some man's wife. Do I miss it? Obviously. I mean, women are not meant to be alone. Yes. But I know this, that God will release that man once I've completed healing. Well, damn, it's been 7 years. Ain't you healed enough? Not when you've been dating since you've been 16 and you've been having, you got to heal from that. And I am. And that's what the self-love journey. I don't want to bash men. No. But I know that God is going to release that man once he's shown Vonda. I'm proud of you. Look at you, girl. I'm so proud of you. And the man that God is going to release to me and he's going to release to you, let me tell you, you know what it is? Will give you back them years. Will give you them years that you lost, that you thought you lost. He'll get them back to you. Oh, girl, ain't nothing. I give it back to you. You all right? But I'm going to give it back to you and you're going to respect yourself. I'm going to give it back to you and you ain't got to worry about what no man will do. I'm going to give it back to you and you ain't got to hate a man. I'm going to give it back to you. But I just need you to heal because I'm tired of you hurting yourself and being out here reckless. And that's what we all got to be able to do. You know, the Bible says, and the Quran and the Torah does too, that the things that I once did, they don't excite me no more. I just ain't there no more. I've been delivered. I've been changed. And I love me where I am. And I'm happy about that. And it has been a long journey, one that I did not think I could do. But by the grace of God and the surrender, to surrender, I've learned that surrender, there's strength. See, people think when you surrender, that means you give up. You give up your old ways. You give up your old hurts. You give up your old triggers. You give that up for a different way. And when you surrender, you will find strength. You will find the strength to be the woman that you see and say, "Ooh, I want to be her. Ooh, look at her. She's still beautiful. Ooh, she's 60 years old. Ooh, she's 70 years old. She got it." Have you just seen women who you like, damn, you just got it going on. Oh my God. You just, because it's the beauty ain't from out in, it's coming from in going out. And that's what we need to be. We need to be whole and healed. That's what we need. Because we done been broken enough. And when we see that coming, we got to run from it. Because that ain't who I used to be no more. I got one for you. You ain't fun no more. Yeah, I done got a little older, a little wiser. You understand what I'm saying? But I understand. And I know that God is going to release that man because I'm working on me. And my God and your God is the kind of God that say, you know what? I see her down there toiling and she ain't bitter and she trying. And I'm going to release that man to her. I'm going to release him because I see she ready. But if you had a child and they wanted a two-wheeler and they keep falling off that trike, you ain't going to give it to them. You got the bike in the car. You got the bike in the garage, but they ain't ready for it. And they've shown you they're not ready for it because their skills ain't that good. You don't just give it to them because they want it. You give it to them when they're ready for it. And that's what God is going to do. He is going to release these men to us when we're ready. And when we do what? Write it down and make it plain. You heard my word of my bishop, how God was able to give her the desires of her heart. As a young woman, she chased after God. Now she got the bling bling, the big ring, the big house, the businesses. She got God, the ministry. God he don't care about that. He get that to you. Stop going after the bag and go after the man that got the Bible and believing it and eating it and loving God. Not somebody just quoting scripture, but they living a different life. I'm talking about somebody who love God. And if he love God, he gonna love you. You understand that? And if you love God, you see what I'm saying? But if he's not ready, it's like that bicycle. You can't give it to him because he hasn't earned it. You want it, you got it, but you're not ready for it. Because remember this, your man don't gotta try you, test ride you, because he know the manufacturer that made you. He know it's good. Huh? You know, listen, you buy a Rolls Royce, you know it's good. You ain't got to test drive that. You just say you got the money and the credit, you know it's good. I don't need to test it. I know it's good. I know it's good. I ain't got to see what I know it's good. You ain't no different. You worthy. You more important than a Rolls Royce. You priceless, baby. And you got to start believing that. You got to close your legs and open your heart. And you got to ask God to change you And he'll get rid of that pain that Ray Ray and Pookie and them done left. And he will give you a new heart. And all of that other stuff that y'all want, the bag and the car and the whip, it ain't nothing for God. Listen, he be like, you want that? You can have that. Seek me. And you can have all of it. Because I got it for you, baby. I got the bag. Hey, God is the originator of the bag. But he just want to see his children make better choices and decisions. Because if you do, you're going to lead a better life. So listen, I will see you guys next week, God willing. But we're dealing with this, and I want you to absorb this. Every day we're growing. Will you make mistakes? Yeah. Will you set back? Yeah. But if you keep trying, you really keep trying, you're going to get it because you learned everything else. You learned how to ride a bike. You learned how to drive. You learned how to have children. You learned how to have a job. You learned everything in life that you thought you never could do, and you've mastered it. Now comes the time of mastering and owning who you are, setting boundaries, identifying trauma bonds, running from them because it's nothing that you can do. You are not a psychiatrist, psychologist. Run from them and heal you. All right. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. I love you. God bless you. And until we meet again, good night.